Hey everybody, just wanted to do a little video here about a upgrade that I'm going to do to this BX2380. This is a new to me tractor, and I'm going to upgrade the flashers back here with some LEDs. I've already changed the front headlights out to LEDs, as well as the rear tail lights. They were T10s, and the flashers here, they are an 1156. So more than a video about how to, I'm gonna walk you through that too, because I've got some tips maybe that would be helpful. But it's more about what bulbs probably you might want to order for this job. So interestingly, when I first got this tractor, I found out that with the tractor running and when you turn the lights on, you can kind of hear that drag on the motor. The alternator's pretty small. So just kind of want to give the electrical system a break, I guess, if I'm out and I've got the lights on and the flashers going, and do an LED upgrade for brighter lights, and again, to pull less wattage on the electrical system. So I went ahead, like I said, I replaced the front headlights with LEDs and the rear tail lights, and now I'm going to do the flashers. So like I said, the flashers are an 1156 bulb, and I'll show you those here in a second when we bust this thing open. But I also want to show you what I ordered, thinking that it would be a good fit. This type right here, this is an 1156, and if you get on eBay or Amazon, you'll probably see these. And when it's so hard to judge when ordering online what's going to fit size wise to a typical 1156 bulb. I ordered these thinking that they would work, and the good news is they do work, they do fit. However, if I had it to do over again, the picture when I ordered it online, it's more for almost for a headlight type bulb that you might put in one of these tractors here. And so again, if I had it to do over again, I would probably go with something different. And when I say different, I mean something like this. This would be more ideal in this application, in this flasher. So it's even smaller than your typical 1156, at least in the length. Okay, so this one is definitely going to fit in this application. However, this one also fits as well, just barely. You wouldn't want it to get any larger. Since I ordered these for this, I'm going to use them, and they work well. They're doing the job, but like I said, probably better in a headlight application. So I'm going to go ahead and show you what they look like versus your standard incandescent bulb. So let's take a look at that right now. So as you can see, on the left, I've already replaced that bulb, or those bulbs. And on the right, we still have the regular incandescent. So the incandescent bulb, as you see, is kind of wanting to fade away with each flash, which is fine. But the left side is definitely brighter. And I'm not so much concerned about the brightness of this in my application, but more about I'm toying with the notion of putting some putting a strobe module on here. I do a small amount of road front mowing, and it's on both ends of my property. I've got some sharp turns, so I'm concerned about traffic and vehicles coming out of that sharp turn and into me. So anything that I can do to lessen the probability of somebody slamming into me, that's what I'm going to try to do. So although I don't have a strobe module, I'm not sure that avenue of where to go on purchasing one of those or wiring one of those. That's something that I'm thinking about doing in the future, and we can revisit that. But what I'm going to do right now is just kind of get into changing the bulbs on this guy, and I'm going to show you what I found to be a little easier in when I changed the left side out. Maybe you might find that useful. So what I found was, number one, to have the light in your hand seems to work better than trying to do it while it's still mounted to the tractor. You may not find this difficult at all, but the issue I had was a small screwdriver down in here is really difficult to pry. I don't want to break this lens. I don't want to mar the sealant around here. So I found that by getting this off and holding it in my hands, there's a better place to pry on the bottom. And I'll show you that here in a minute. But to get this off, we need to loosen this bolt here. And this is going to be a 19 millimeter or a 3/4 inch. We'll get this loose. And then the bolt and the washer, they're both going to come all the way off and just kind of come down here. And there's enough slack in this wiring that you're going to be able to pull this out and hold it in your hands. You may have 3-4 inches worth to just kind of have this in your hand to work on prying the lens off. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do right now is loosen this bolt up. We'll get it off and get this in our hand, and I'll show you the bottom side of this lens and what I'm talking about. If you know, I may be going about this all wrong, but again, I've tried to pry this off on the top part, and it's just not working. So again, I took the entire lens, or excuse me, the fixture off on the other side, and it seemed to be a lot easier. So if you can get it this way and not mar any of this up, again, I don't want to dick this up on the top and allow an avenue for moisture, rain, whatever that falls directly on top of this to get into the light. So if I'm going to dick something up, I'd rather it be on the bottom down here. But like I said, I didn't mar anything up on the bottom side. It just seemed a lot easier to take this lens off from the bottom. So hang tight, I'll come back. Actually have the what I need to prop you guys up so you can see what's going on. I'm sure this will fall at some point, but we'll just loosen this up. Like I said, the nut and the washer will come off the bolt. It'll drop down. It won't go down to your tractor. And we've got a little bit of slack right there to pull this up. And for me, I found that getting right here was a lot easier than the top side. So let's see if we can pop this up right here. Yeah. All right. No sooner than I had turned the video off, I had popped this open. Okay, there it is. So this one was a little more stubborn than the other one. As you can see, it's just going to take a matter of getting in there and kind of prying. And about the point where you think you might crack this lens, it should anyway pop open for you. So these are the standard 1156 bulbs that are that come in there, and I'm going to show you these just for a size comparison. Of what we got. That's what they look like side by side. And when I first popped this open, I thought, oh no, because I don't have a whole lot of room on this lower end to make this work, but it actually will fit in. So again, this one will work. That's not an issue, but as you can see, this style 1156 would probably be the better bet. I actually stole this bulb from my 214 over here because I'm getting ready to sell it. I'm going to go ahead and just put the regular incandescent bulb in it. I'm going to rob these LEDs out of it. And I'll have these as a spare. So anyway, we'll take these out. And I'll set you back up here, kind of show you. The top portion here definitely has enough room for it, okay? So that fits fine. It's the bottom one that's just a little bit tight. But still fits in there as well. So, yeah. Those will work. Again, if I had it to do over, I would have ordered these, but since I ordered them, I'll use them, and they work fine. They're nice and bright. I believe they were with shipping for 4 bulbs was still under $14, so not too bad. I think I probably could have got these a little bit cheaper if I had looked, and I should have went back and looked at the style that I had ordered before and went with these. These are a perfect replacement for this kind of bulb, unless again you're wanting something for a headlight, and these would be your probably be your best bet. So I'm gonna get this button back up, and that's definitely a simple enough process, because all we're gonna do is snap this guy right on like that. All right, this goes back in here, and the nut and the washer that we set aside just goes right onto there. And like I said, a 19 millimeter or a 3/4 inch, since we're not torquing very hard on these, is plenty to get this tight. And that ought to do it. So we'll take a look at this real quick. Just because super bright, easy little upgrade to the lighting, and the LED T10s that I got are really bright as well, and it's going to be a lot less draw on the electrical system for these now. And on the front end, the LEDs on the headlights, a lot brighter than your typical incandescent bulbs. So if I end up doing a strobe module on here, I could do a little video about that and see how that goes. I've never done a strobe module on anything before. I think that would be interesting just to see how that turned out. But I'm going to do some LEDs on the ROPS up here, because if you've got one of these little tractors, then you already know that trying to use your headlights with the bucket is about impossible. So I'm looking at doing I've actually purchased the LEDs for these. I ended up getting 4 of the 3-inch pods, and plan on doing a couple mounted to the outside. One on the outside, one on the inside, one shining forward, the other one shining back on both sides. And that should be up high enough to where if I'm using my bucket, if it's up in the air, I should still have enough light. And well, you know, but need to get a couple of bolts to make that happen. I'll make another video about the install on that. I'm kind of curious as to how that's going to work. But anyway, flasher upgrade, super easy, not much money. Changing the LEDs out on this BX is a great idea. Like I said, you're going to pull a lot less on your electrical system, and a lot brighter lights, and something super cheap to get done. And why not, right? That's all I got. I'll get back with you and we'll go over the LED upgrade at another time.